Welcome to the Eagles blog at merlinmiller.com. Control media, control minds. It's been well known throughout history that if you can control media, control the information flow to the public, you can control their beliefs, their attitudes, and what they might do. About 100 years ago, it became important for some people to take over control of mass media in America. And of course, they started with print media, which at that time was about the only form of mass media. And J.P. Morgan, in early 1915, on behalf of international bankers, decided they were going to buy the 25 most influential newspapers in America. And of course, they did this, and this was before World War I, World War II, and a century of wars and decline that America would experience. And they did this and then installed their own editors, such that they could help control what the public might receive as news. And this was just the start. At about the same time, another man who had come to America from Austria, an Austrian Jew named Edward Bernays, who was to become known as the father of public relations. He preferred that term to propaganda, which in fact it was. But he actually was influenced by two people, one who had written in an earlier era, Gustave Le Bon, who had written about crowd psychology, and another was his uncle. His uncle was Sigmund Freud, a psychoanalyst. He took the works of those two men and largely re-engineered that, and in World War I was sent over under the Wilson administration to join the Paris peace talks with the mission of bringing democracy to Europe. And where have we heard that before? But of course, this was by the same bankers supporting him that had funded Bolshevism, and we know how democratic Bolshevism is. But at any rate, they went over there, and the outcome really of those Paris peace talks was setting the stage for World War II and further decline and involvement of America as the new empire to be. The propaganda and subversion of minds throughout the 20th century has really referred to now as cultural Marxism. You know, what is cultural Marxism? It took over about 100 years ago, and through various organizations and agencies, the Frankfurt School, Boas Anthropology, Fabian Socialism, and through movements, the feminist movement, and of course all sorts of collectivist movements, they were able to undermine traditional American values and institutions. And of course, their assault was really on America's faith and on our families. They undermined those things, and through a course of several decades of the 20th century, took us from having good stories and heroes to a country where we're fed with nothing but bad stories, decadence. We have sexual perversions everywhere now. Of course, extreme violence is commonplace. In every way, we've undermined those good things that entertainment and information used to represent in America. It's been an incremental process, and I think it's come to the stage today where people are aware of this. It's no longer hidden. It's as though the end justifies the means, and any behavior is acceptable. Of course, this is not what America was founded on. This is not our Christian values. It is not our traditions. We need heroes. We need, if not happy endings, inspiring endings, stories that make us want to be better people. Some people have fought this through the ages. In motion pictures, my hero was Walt Disney. And adjoining this blog, you'll see an article that was published in the Barnes Review on Walt Disney. Several other articles follow this blog, which I think are very insightful as to who now controls our media and what their game plans are. So some very good articles I hope you'll take time to see. But at any rate, I joined the motion picture industry about 30 years ago when I went to USC to attend a program, which is a 2-year Master of Fine Arts program. The classmates that I had, 5 of them were Jewish. They're making major motion pictures today. Virtually everyone else has become a non-entity. They're no longer in the industry. If they are, they certainly aren't in a capacity of any influence. You would think that if you did well in your class, if you strived and worked hard, you might have some career opportunities. That's not the case today. If people go, for example, to Hollywood to pursue a career, they're going to be exploited, taken advantage of. Now, if they're Jewish or if they promote an alternative lifestyle, they may have some opportunities. And in fact, if they are from a traditional background and choose to attack that whether it's Christianity or their traditional values they may have been raised with. If they do that, they will be embraced by Hollywood. There's clear examples of that. I call them poster children for dysfunction. You can look at a lot of major stars today, very troubled people. They should not be our role models. So what can we do about this? I look at some examples. Myself, I tried to produce some films independently, only had success after I left Hollywood. And of course, my success was undermined through the distribution controls that Hollywood has. You can't get a film to the public if you are successful in making a decent film. Jericho, of course, won 3 film festivals, no distributor interest. And of course, they actually put the skids on us when the MPAA awarded us an R rating. We fought this, and of course, it was a family-friendly film in our opinion. It promoted peace over violence, a return to family, and right over wrong. All of those things which our young people should be seeing today. We won on appeal, and Jericho actually holds the distinction of having a rating reversed without edit changes by the widest margin in the history of the MPAA. Still, I found no distributor interest whatsoever for the film. Kind of like Mel Gibson, and at about the same time, he was producing The Passion. You know, a heartfelt project that was very positive for his demographics. And of course, no distributor interest whatsoever in that film. Fortunately, Mel had the superstar status and the monies to be able to self-distribute, and he was extremely successful, which shows me and others that alternatives to Hollywood can succeed and can succeed on a grand level if they're supported properly. We need to find ways to do this. Of course, Mel came under insidious attack and has pretty much left the motion picture arena. I hope that he'll step back in the ring and start swinging again. We need unity. We need champions. We need people who will support alternative media, who will support goodness and do things that are right. I've got a project, False Flag, which to me is critically important in that it reveals truths which will hopefully help stop the deceptions that are going on to the Americans and stop these wars that are destroying our country and damaging the world. We do have a screenwriting workshop that we hope to offer and have scheduled now for June 7th, a Saturday. Anybody interested, you can find information at the bottom of this blog. It's our attempt to inform on what the motion picture industry is, and should you be a talent, how you might pursue a possible career by actually doing something of high quality. We want to promote talent. We want to promote good stories. We want to promote heroes again, such that our media is not controlled, and in essence, our minds are no longer controlled. But we can again be free and, of course, have a free republic and a future for our young people. Thank you.